Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Now this just a screenshot I took here. It says April jobs report black woman lost 106,000 extra jobs, most among all workers. Alright, and look at the people that losing their jobs in Babylon there, over there, even around the world. And that's just Babylon we're talking about here, but this is happening all around the world. Alright, a lot of different people are losing jobs, and especially you women, you're gonna find yourself more and more jobless, not being able to take care of your so-called family, that that you don't have no husband in the household, because a lot of y'all women today are prideful, or they like, that's the kind of way all they want to be, or they want to live young, free, and think that you're gonna be young forever, not realizing that your body, your body deteriorating. Alright, you're getting older, you're getting less attractive. Alright, and this is what this system have all here. This is how this system have all here. Have you all slack here, to think this prideful way. Y'all are just like the leaders of this world today. The leaders of this world today is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Alright, and he's a prideful person also. Alright, could get that in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10. Let's see. Yeah, there's Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is. Alright, such are all they that dwell therein. Alright, and this ruler today, alright, is Esau Edom. Alright, he's that prideful man. Alright, and his kingdom right now is this world that you're living on, this world that you're living in. Alright, you Israelites out there, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today, because a lot of y'all like this way of living, y'all seeking betterment. And what Esau doing, he's just bringing things worse and worse. Alright, all the 2 and 3 jobs that you had before, you can't even work those kind of jobs anymore, because basically the place is closing down. Alright, and they bring in humanoid robots, they bring in self-service companies now, where it is you don't need a worker. If it do have a worker, it's probably just 2 people alone, just to make sure the machines running the way it's supposed to run, and they walk off and go. The job finished from there. Alright, and from there, that's the machine doing its thing. Alright, they have gas stations. They're gonna start doing even more, where it is these gas stations is going to pump the gas for you. You don't need to come out the car to pump your own gas. You don't have to come out and go and pay. You pay right there by the tank. Alright, so Esau is making things in a way where it basically pushing people out of the workspace, gradually. And we're seeing all this taking place. All right, things are getting even harder. All right, I'm gonna just play this video here. You're gonna see.
All right, now this is an eye-opener. Most Americans are not making enough money to afford the basic costs of living. A new report found a, quote, minimal quality of life is out of reach for the bottom 60% of American households. Now, this analysis considers whether people can afford food and shelter, and it also looks at the affordability of technology tools for work and education, as well as health and childcare. For more on the economy, we're joined now by Claire Jones. She's a U.S. economics editor for the Financial Times. Claire, good morning to you. This is pretty sobering stuff. In addition to the point I just made, yesterday, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell spoke in Washington saying the Fed is prepping for a new economic environment with higher inflation risks, and therefore interest rates may stay elevated. So what does this entire picture really mean?
I really like it that you picked up on Jerome Powell's remarks yesterday, because I think what they tell us is how much the world has changed. The Fed chose making these remarks at what the Fed calls its 5-year review conference, where it looks at its framework. The last time the Fed did one of these reviews, we were in a world where there was too little inflation. We're now in a world where Powell is acknowledging there may well be too much. And we've seen the impact the recent bouts of inflation have had on the cost of living for the average American. And what it's also going to mean is likely higher interest rates going forward. We're not going to see interest rates fall to the sort of levels that they were at after the 2008 financial crisis, or the sorts of levels that they were at during the early stages of the pandemic.
So these could be the early signs of a weakening economy, and no one wants to be in the position of a recession. Is there any mechanism or way to avoid that?
Well, I think we're certainly in a better place than we were this time last week. We saw the talks between Scott Bessent and the Chinese vice minister in Geneva, and they really had a significant impact on reducing the recession risk by cutting the tariff on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%. That'll help a lot, but we still are likely to see higher prices in the months ahead and low growth in the months ahead. And the big reason for that is the tariffs and the trade policies of Donald Trump.
And
and that devil, he saw Donald Trump. He's just playing his role. He's playing his role where it is he has to push these tariffs to make things worse for the public, make things worse for the world, because if you pay attention, the tariffs is affecting every single country. All right, every single country around the world, the tariffs is affecting, because it have some countries that they have to provide, probably like 50% of their goods to the world, and no, Slovakia, they have to provide probably like 50% of the world. Some other countries, like when take for instance Russia and Ukraine, when they started the war, right? Ukraine, I believe is 70% of the world they actually normally provide for, right? And that went downhill because the wars and whatnot was taking place, and for those of you in the truth, understand that all wars belong to these bankers. All wars are bankers' wars. All right, these are the ones who rule today. All right, the elites, they control these wars, they fund these things, they push these kind of things. All right, now down here you're seeing why making it feels impossible in the US now, you know. So we seeing people, you know, finding problems, making money, you know, making it. There's no place to be making something any time any again, you know. This is not no place to really settle. All right, this place, Esau Edom, his kingdom is crumbling. All right, you see in parts of it starting to chip off and fall. All right, you have nothing solid holding him up again. All right, this one here, it says Americans reveal how they are falling behind on groceries, student loans, and more. All right, and everyone is feeling it. All right, everyone is feeling it. But what I'm getting at here too is that these, you know, Israelite women, these so-called black Israelite women, you know, they're prideful and proud that, you know, the Lord is basically bringing you all down too. All right, so it's not just Esau kingdom is coming down, it's also your pride and wicked ways are coming down. All right, because you all are part of Esau system also. All right, especially you women out there. All right, you're just like your maker, like your father the devil. All right, there's John 8, start from verse 42. It says, Yahushua said unto them, if power were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from power. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. You know, it's showing here that Yahushua explaining to them that the Lord sent him, the Lord created him, you know. He came from who? His father, Yahweh. Alright, this red letter here, this Yahushua speaking. It says, why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word. Alright, and this is how Salakia. This is how many of these people out here are today. They cannot hear the word of the Lord, you know. And the Lord, you know, the Lord words come through his servants, the prophets. Alright? You're not going to, you know, the Lord himself is not going to come down and stand in front of you and show himself to explain to you why you must listen and whatnot. You know? He speaks through his servants, the prophets. Alright? Verse 44, it continues here. It says, Ye are of your father the devil. The lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Alright, and this is how especially you women are today. Alright, you're just like this devil Esau Edom. Alright, just like this devil Esau Edom. You know, he is prideful. You know, he's proud. He is happy about the things that he accomplished, you know. But right now his kingdom is falling, and a lot of you women are part of his kingdom. All right, because he did what? He basically pushed you all up on a pedestal. He took the men out of the household, and he created school systems to basically keep your children there, you know, where, you know, these children are being brainwashed to be basically either slaves or they get taken up to work for Esau himself, you know. And you all fall for all of that. Alright? You all fall for that. Alright? You take a true power to blind you, and you take a true power to wake you up. You know, and that's why we say to Wada Yao Bashim Yao Shai for waking us up this day. You know, it says here, because there is no truth in him, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of himself, of Salaki, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Alright? Esau is a born liar. Alright? As soon as they be born, they go about speaking lies. The scriptures talk about that. Alright? And a lot of you women are just like that. Alright? 99% of y'all. You know? Full of lies. Full of wickedness. You know? The scriptures say pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Alright? And because of your haughtiness, your wickedness, alright, you all are facing these kind of tribulations right now. Alright? All this is what? Just the beginning of sorrows. You know? This is just the beginning of sorrows you see in here. This is not basically sitting on waiting to see when things is going to get better. Things are never going to get better. Alright? We are at the end today. Alright? We are at the end. Whether you like it or not, whether you could accept it or not, we are at the end today. Alright? Your businesses is not going to bloom. Alright? Your businesses, for you all who have businesses, it is going to close down. Alright? In a matter of months, weeks. Alright? Things is getting harder. So I wouldn't go too long on this video. You know, I'm kind of pressing for time. So I will end it there. And Lord willing, this lesson here was edifying to the nation of Israel. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.